Imagine walking along an unfamiliar trail, feeling like each step takes you to a destination you don't yet fully understand. The wind blows lightly, bringing with it a barely audible whisper. Have you ever had that inexplicable feeling that something bigger is guiding your life? As if there was a hidden purpose in the little signs that the universe leaves along the way. If your answer is yes, there is a good chance you have received a gift that few understand. A spiritual gift. But how do you know if you are among the chosen ones? How can you identify whether these gifts are part of your journey? The world has always been divided between those who follow the common flow of existence and those who feel something beyond apparent reality. History is full of individuals who seem to carry an inexplicable wisdom, a connection with the invisible, a keen intuition capable of transforming lives. From prophets and mystics to ordinary people who, somehow, always knew when something was about to happen. What makes these people different? Was it a simple coincidence or something much bigger? The truth is that those chosen have gifts that differentiate them from the majority. These are subtle but powerful abilities that allow them to see the world in a unique way. These gifts are not given at random, but rather distributed to those who have a special purpose. And the most fascinating thing, you may have one or more of them without even realizing it. Be part of our spiritual family. Subscribe to the channel today and comment "I believe" below as a symbol that you accept your role in this great transition. Let your energy be counted among the chosen. The time is now. The awakening and the call to something greater. Many people spend their lives ignoring their true essence, living on autopilot, caught up in daily worries and without questioning existence itself. However, at certain times, something happens. It could be a remarkable event, a dream, an unlikely coincidence, or even a persistent feeling that reality goes beyond what the eyes can see. This is what we call spiritual awakening, the first sign that a gift is about to manifest. Research suggests that about 40% of people have had an experience that they consider spiritual or mystical, even those who had never thought about the topic before. A Harvard University study also indicated that spirituality is directly linked to a greater sense of purpose and well-being, making it an essential element for human happiness. But what happens after this awakening? For many, it is as if the veil of reality has been subtly lifted. Suddenly, they begin to notice patterns that they previously ignored, feel inexplicable connections with certain people, have premonitory dreams, or even start to attract situations and responses in an almost magical way. It is at this moment that the gifts begin to reveal themselves. If you have ever felt that certain events in your life were not mere coincidences, that there is an invisible energy guiding your path, or that your intuition is stronger than those of those around you, you may be one of the chosen ones. These spiritual gifts are not just random abilities, they have a purpose, a mission, and are directly linked to your growth and the impact you can make on the world. What will you discover next? In the next topics, we will explore in depth each of these spiritual gifts and how they manifest. You will discover if you have any of these gifts, and more importantly, you will learn how to develop them so that they fulfill their true purpose. Prepare yourself, because when you recognize and accept these gifts, your life will never be the same. Now let's reveal the first gift. Do you have it? Your journey is just beginning. It's time to regain your strength and build a new path. Subscribe to the channel and be part of this community that is awakening to the truth. Do you have these gifts? Imagine that you enter a room and without anyone saying a word, you feel a different energy. Your body shivers, your heart races, and for some reason you know something is about to happen. Coincidence or a sign that you have a spiritual gift? Throughout history, many people have reported abilities that defy logic, hunches that come true, dreams that predict the future, an inexplicable connection to the energy of people and places. What few know is that these signs can indicate that you are one of the spiritually chosen. But how do you know if you really have special gifts? Research indicates that among 15% and 20% of the world population has a heightened sensitivity to energies and emotions. However, the chosen ones go beyond that. They carry abilities that transcend the ordinary and shape their life journeys. Today, we will reveal the 7 unmistakable signs that you could be one of the chosen ones. If you identify with at least 3 of these characteristics, your connection with the spiritual may be much stronger than you imagine. Science has already proven that our brain processes information unconsciously before we even realize it. But some people have such a high level of perception that they can predict events, feel energies, and make decisions without rational explanations. If you often feel like something is going to happen and then it turns out to be true, your intuition can be a spiritual gift. This 6th sense can be cultivated through meditation and the practice of mindfulness. How to identify? Do you feel inexplicable goosebumps when entering certain places, or have you avoided bad situations just based on a feeling? Empaths represent about 1 in every 5 people, according to studies on high emotional sensitivity. If you feel the moods of those around you as if they were your own feelings, this can be a spiritual gift. However, this skill can be exhausting, as absorbing negative energy can cause anxiety and fatigue. How to protect your energy? Establish emotional boundaries and practice grounding techniques such as rock salt baths or visualizations of protective shields. Dreams are a form of communication between the conscious and unconscious, but for some, they carry real messages about the future. Many ancient cultures believed that the chosen received visions through dreams. Documented cases show that people have predicted natural disasters or family events before they happened. Practice test. Keep a diary of your dreams and see if any patterns repeat themselves or if any predictions come true. Natural healers possess an energy that can alleviate physical and emotional pain in others. Studies on Reiki and energy therapies show that the laying on of hands can change the body's vibrational patterns. If you feel a calling to help others and find that your presence brings comfort and relief, this could be your spiritual gift. Common experience. Do people tell you that you have warm hands or that they feel better just being around you? This could be a sign. Since ancient times, there have been reports of people capable of feeling or interacting with spiritual planes. Mediumship can manifest itself in different ways, such as sensations, visions, hearings, or even automatic writing. The famous scientist Nikola Tesla, he said he received his inventions through messages that arrived in his mind. How to develop? Practicing meditation and silence can help you filter spiritual information and differentiate your intuition from ordinary thoughts. If you feel an intense connection with trees, rivers, and animals, this could be one of your spiritual gifts. Ancestral shamans and spiritualists have always highlighted that nature has its own consciousness and communicates with those who are open to listening to it. Obvious sign. Do you feel a different energy when being barefoot on the ground? Or do you notice symbolic messages in the presence of certain animals? One of the most powerful signs that you have been chosen spiritually is feeling like you have a greater purpose. People with this gift often experience challenges from an early age, but internally feel that their experiences are part of preparation. Ask yourself, do you feel like you're here for something great, even if you don't know exactly what yet? This may be a spiritual calling. If you identify with these signs, it is important to strengthen your spiritual connection. The search for self-knowledge and the conscious use of these skills can not only improve your life, but also positively impact the world around you. Share in the comments which of these gifts you believe you have and how it influences your life. Let's exchange experiences and strengthen our community of chosen ones. To not miss any message from God, click the subscribe button. Write "I'm ready" in the comments and start aligning your energy with the transformation that is coming. Spirituality and divine connection, the call of the chosen. Since the dawn of humanity, there have been reports of people demonstrating extraordinary abilities, such as healing with their hands, predicting future events, or feeling the energy of places. These people have always been seen as special, often being called prophets, shamans, or spiritual guides. But what does it really mean to be a chosen one? Is there a superior force that grants spiritual gifts to some individuals? The belief that some people are chosen to receive special abilities spans centuries and is present in different cultures. In ancient Egypt, for example, priests and pharaohs were seen as intermediaries between gods and men, supposedly possessing powers granted by the divine. In the Christian tradition, the Bible mentions the gifts of the Holy Spirit multiple times, such as the ability to heal, prophecy, and wisdom. But this idea is not just restricted to Western religions. In Hinduism, it is believed that certain souls are born with a higher purpose and are endowed with siddhis, spiritual powers ranging from telepathy to levitation. In indigenous shamanism, shamans are considered channels between the spiritual world and the earthly world, being trained from an early age to develop their mystical abilities. Spiritual gifts through history. Historical records show that, at different times, extraordinary figures emerged and changed the course of humanity with their spiritual abilities. Joanna d'Arc, 1412–1431, a French peasant girl who, at the age of 13, began to have visions and hear voices that instructed her to lead her people in war against England. Her spiritual gift made her one of the most enigmatic figures in history. Nostradamus, 1503–1566. Known for his prophecies, he left writings that centuries later continued to intrigue scholars for their apparent predictions about world events. Chico Xavier, 1910–2002, considered one of the greatest mediums in Brazil, he psychographed thousands of letters and books with messages from spiritual entities, impacting millions of people. These examples show that spiritual gifts are not exclusive to a single time or culture. They manifest themselves in different periods of history and always play a significant role. What defines a chosen one? But how do you know if a person has really received a special gift? Spirituality scholars point out some common factors among those who demonstrate unusual abilities, unusual experiences. Since childhood, many chosen ones report unusual events from a young age, such as vivid dreams, inexplicable intuitions, or a strong empathy for the suffering of others. A sense of greater purpose. Many say they feel from an early age that their life has a special meaning, even without knowing exactly what it is. Attraction to spiritual themes. Those who have spiritual gifts generally feel a strong curiosity and seek knowledge about spirituality from a young age. Transformative events. Often the chosen ones go through moments of great trial, such as serious illnesses, significant losses, or near-death experiences, which serve as a spiritual awakening. Science and spirituality. Is there an explanation? Although spirituality is a subjective field, science has already begun to study phenomena that were previously considered only mystical. Research in the field of neuroscience shows that certain areas of the brain, such as the temporal lobe, may be related to spiritual experiences and mystical visions. A Yale University study found that Buddhist monks and Christian nuns demonstrate unique brain patterns during states of deep meditation and prayer. Another intriguing phenomenon is the spiritual placebo effect, in which the belief that divine healing will occur can, in fact, lead to physical recovery. This has been studied in several experiments, demonstrating that faith can have a real impact on the health of the body. But will science one day be able to explain all aspects of spirituality, or are there things that simply transcend human understanding? Awakening to the spiritual mission. Being spiritually chosen doesn't just mean having special gifts, it means knowing how to use them for a greater purpose. Many people go through life ignoring signs and intuitions without realizing that they have skills that can be developed. In practice, spiritual awakening occurs when someone accepts their calling and begins to explore their potential. This can manifest itself in several ways, such as delve deeper into self-knowledge and meditation. Seek teachings from spiritual masters or religious leaders. Develop skills such as energy healing, intuitive perception, and spiritual communication. Share your experiences and help others on their journey. Each person has their own mission. Some may be healers, others messengers, others protectors. The important thing is to recognize the signs and follow the path that the universe has prepared. Are you a chosen one? Now that you know the fundamentals of spiritual connection and what defines a chosen one, reflect. Have you noticed signs that you may have a special gift? The chosen are those who feel the call and decide to follow it. If you feel like there is something greater in your journey, perhaps it is time to explore your spiritual abilities and discover your true purpose. In the comments, tell us if you've had any signs that you could be chosen. Let's strengthen our connection with the divine together. If you feel this calling within you, subscribe to the channel and write, "I am chosen" in the comments. Declare that you are ready to receive what is already in store for you. Self-discovery and purpose, the inner calling. Since ancient times, humanity has sought to understand its purpose and place in the universe. Great philosophers, spiritual masters, and thinkers dedicated their lives to unraveling the mysteries of existence. But what if the answer to this search was within each of us? Do subtle signs indicate that some people have special abilities? If you've ever felt an inexplicable connection with certain people, had intuitions that turned out to be true, or noticed patterns that seem to guide you towards a specific path, you may be facing a spiritual calling. Self-discovery is the first step to understanding these signs and understanding how to use them to fulfill a greater purpose. The first signs of awakening. Many people go years without realizing that they have spiritual abilities because they were not taught to recognize them. However, there are common signs that appear throughout life, and that can be a warning that someone has been chosen to develop a special gift. Some of these signs include powerful intuitions. Have you ever had the feeling that something was going to happen and shortly after saw it come true? Spontaneous presentiments and visions can be an indication of expanded perception. Unusual empathy. Feeling the emotions of others as if they were your own is a sign of spiritual sensitivity. People with this characteristic can capture the energy of their environments and even positively influence those around them. Meaningful dreams. Some people receive messages or revelations in dreams. Many spiritual traditions believe that the dream world is a portal of communication between the physical and spiritual planes. Attraction to the unknown. Those who have spiritual gifts often feel a call to explore what is beyond the visible. From an early age, there may be a deep interest in topics such as reincarnation, mediumship, spiritual philosophy, and mysteries of the universe. Frequent synchronicities, coincidences that seem to have a deep meaning, can be signs that destiny is guiding your steps. Repeating numbers, unexpected encounters, and events aligned in inexplicable ways are clues that there is something bigger going on. The self-discovery process, recognizing these signs, is just the beginning. True spiritual awakening happens when you begin to deepen your understanding of yourself and the forces that govern your journey. To achieve this, some practices may be essential: self-knowledge and reflection. Taking time to analyze your experiences, feelings, and thoughts can reveal a lot about your essence. Keeping a spiritual journal can be a powerful tool for identifying patterns and insights. Meditation and inner connection, silence the mind, and connecting with yourself can strengthen your spiritual perception. Meditation helps to expand consciousness and access deeper layers of the being. Study and learning. Exploring different spiritual traditions, reading books about self-knowledge, and talking to people who share the same path can provide new perspectives. Energy practices. Some techniques, such as Reiki, pranic healing, and the use of crystals, help balance energy and develop intuitive skills. Discovering your spiritual purpose. Each person has a unique role in the big picture of existence. Some are called to heal, some to teach, some to inspire, and some to protect. But how do you find out what your purpose is? There are three fundamental questions that can guide this search. What makes me feel alive? What awakens passion within you can be an indication of your calling. If something deeply motivates you, perhaps it is a sign of the path you should follow. How can I serve the world? Spiritual gifts are not granted just for one's own benefit, but to be used for the benefit of the community. Identifying how you can positively impact other people is essential to understanding your purpose. What challenges did I face, and what did I learn from them? Often, the path of overcoming itself contains clues about the mission of life. Difficult experiences can prepare someone to help others going through similar situations. Examples of people who found their purpose. Throughout history, countless people have discovered their spiritual abilities and used them to transform lives. Dalai Lama, 1935 present. Since he was a child, he was recognized as the spiritual leader of Tibet and dedicated his life to promoting peace and compassion in the world. Mother Teresa of Calcutta, 1910-1997. With a calling towards humanitarian service, he dedicated his existence to caring for those most in need, becoming a symbol of love for others. Edgar Cayce, 1877-1945, known as the Sleeping Prophet, Cayce had visions while in a trance state and helped thousands of people with his predictions and spiritual guidance. These examples show that spiritual purpose can manifest itself in many ways. Some people become religious leaders, others work anonymously, helping those around them. The important thing is to recognize your own vocation and use it to contribute positively to the world. The moment of accepting the call. After recognizing your gifts and identifying your purpose, the next step is to assume this mission with awareness and responsibility. This means letting go of fear, trusting your intuition, and allowing the path to reveal itself naturally. Many people are afraid to accept their spiritual sensitivity for fear of judgment or misunderstanding. However, true fulfillment only happens when we allow ourselves to live in accordance with who we really are. The journey of self-discovery never ends. There will always be new learning, challenges, and opportunities for growth. The important thing is to move forward with courage, knowing that each step on the spiritual path brings us closer to our true essence. What does your heart say? If you've ever felt like there's something different in the way you perceive the world, maybe it's time to look more closely inside and look for answers. Your intuition may be more powerful than you realize. After all, the chosen are not just those who are born with special gifts, but those who have the courage to develop them and use them for the greater good. In the comments, tell us if you have ever felt signs that you have a spiritual purpose. Together, we can strengthen this journey of self-discovery. The awakening continues. If this video opened your eyes to truths you had never seen before, imagine what else you can discover. Subscribe to the channel now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that will transform your life. Energy sensitivity, perception, beyond the visible. Since time immemorial, some people have reported feeling more than meets the eye. They capture energy when entering an environment, perceive changes in people's mood without a word being said, and, in certain cases, receive messages from subtle planes. But what does it mean to have this heightened sensitivity? Would it be a rare gift or something that everyone can develop? If you've ever walked into a room and immediately felt a strange vibration, or gotten unexplained goosebumps when you heard someone speak, you may be experiencing clear signs of heightened energetic perception. This type of sensitivity goes beyond logic and connects with a deeper intelligence, allowing access to information that is not captured by the traditional senses. What is energy sensitivity? Energy sensitivity refers to the ability to perceive and interpret surrounding vibrations. This can manifest itself in different ways, from strong intuition to skills like extreme empathy and mediumship. Although some people are born with this more developed ability, anyone can improve their perception with practice and attention. The three main aspects of this sensitivity include expanded intuition. Intuition is the ability to perceive something without a logical explanation. Intuitive people often know the answer to a question before they've even heard all the information. High empathy. Those with an intense energetic connection often absorb the feelings of others. This can be a powerful gift for those who work helping people, but it also requires balance to avoid emotional overload. Mediumship and spiritual communication. Some people report feeling the presence of subtle energies, whether spirits, spiritual guides, or other entities. This gift, when well understood, can be used to convey messages and bring comfort to those in need. Intuition as a sixth sense. Since ancient times, intuition has been considered an essential tool for survival and spiritual growth. Ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians and Greeks, believed that some people had a special connection to invisible forces and could predict important events. Modern studies also indicate that intuition has a real basis. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio, for example, demonstrated that emotions and intuitive decisions are deeply connected to the functioning of the brain. Our instincts are not random, but rather the result of internal processes that bring together past experiences and environmental stimuli. To strengthen this sixth sense, some practices can be applied. Pay attention to the signs. Small insights, sensations in the stomach, or subtle changes in the environment can indicate something important. Trust the first impression. Often, the first perception about a person or situation is the truest. Practice silent observation. Moments of introspection help to perceive patterns and messages that previously went unnoticed. Extreme empathy. When we feel the world around us. Energetic empathy is one of the most common traits among those who have heightened sensitivity. Unlike ordinary empathy, which involves understanding other people's emotions, extreme empathy makes the person feel these emotions as if they were their own. People with this characteristic often notice changes in other people's moods, even if they don't express their emotions. Feeling of exhaustion after being in very busy places or with many social interactions. Difficulty dealing with conflicts as they absorb negative energy from the environment. To better deal with this skill, some strategies are essential. Create energy barriers. Mentalizing a protective shield around the body can reduce the absorption of external energies. Practice grounding. Walking barefoot in nature or visualizing roots connecting your feet to the ground helps balance energy. Avoid emotional overload. Establishing healthy limits in interpersonal relationships prevents excessive wear and tear. Mediumship, the bridge between worlds. Mediumship is a phenomenon widely studied and documented in different cultures. Spiritism, codified by Allan Kardec in the 19th century, was one of the first systems to organize and explain this type of sensitivity. Mediumistic people often notice feelings of presence even when they are alone, vivid or premonitory dreams, changes in ambient temperature without a logical explanation, messages in the form of thoughts or words that suddenly appear in the mind. Not all people who have these signs want to develop their mediumship. However, those who choose to improve this skill must seek appropriate guidance, whether through studies, spiritual practices, or guidance from experienced mentors. Historical cases of energy sensitivity. Throughout history, several notable figures have demonstrated insight beyond the ordinary. Among them, the following stand out: Nostradamus, 1503–1566. Famous for his prophecies, Nostradamus had visions of the future and recorded hundreds of predictions that intrigue scholars to this day. Chico Xavier, 1910–2002, one of the best-known mediums in Brazil. He psychographed thousands of letters and books, helping countless people with spiritual messages. Joanna d'Arc, 1412–1431, the French heroine, reported hearing voices that guided her during her mission. His role was decisive in the 100 Years' War, and his story became one of the greatest examples of mediumship guided by higher purposes. How to develop energy sensitivity in a healthy way. Having insight beyond the physical can be a valuable gift, but it also requires responsibility and balance. Here are some best practices for keeping this sensitivity in check. Self-knowledge. Understanding your own emotions avoids confusing personal feelings with external energies. Meditation and concentration. Meditative techniques help distinguish internal thoughts from genuine intuitive messages. Beware of excess information. Being exposed to many different vibrations can be exhausting. Creating moments of silence and introspection is essential. Find a support group. Many cultures have communities that help sensitive people better understand their abilities. Sensitivity or gift. If you've ever felt like you pick up more than others, notice vibrations in people and places, or have accurate intuitions, you may be experiencing an energetic awakening, but it doesn't have to be a burden. With understanding, study, and balance, this perception can become a great ally on your journey. After all, energetic sensitivity is not just about perceiving more, but about better understanding the world around you and using it consciously. Have you had experiences that demonstrate heightened energetic sensitivity? Share in the comments. Your story can help others better understand this gift. Follow our channel for more overcoming and purposeful content. Click the subscribe button and activate the bell. Your liberation has begun. Conclusion. The call to spiritual consciousness. Along this journey, we explore signs that indicate a deeper spiritual connection, gifts that transcend common perception, and skills that can transform lives. But ultimately, the big question remains: are these attributes exclusive to some, or can they be developed by anyone willing to expand their consciousness? If there is anything that history and experience demonstrate, it is that spiritual sensitivity is not an inaccessible privilege. It manifests itself in different ways, at unexpected moments, and through unique individual experiences. Some are naturally inclined to capture subtle energies and messages, while others awaken this perception throughout their lives, whether through challenges, learning, or a sincere desire for understanding. The true meaning of spiritual gifts, more important than recognizing these signs, is understanding how to use them. Having a sharp intuition, feeling the vibration of environments or perceiving messages beyond the physical plane are not skills without purpose. On the contrary, they bear the responsibility of being applied wisely. After all, what's the point of capturing subtle information if it's not used to guide better choices, help people around you, or promote true growth? Spirituality is not a tool for display, but rather a call to live in a more conscious, balanced, and connected way to what really matters. Are you ready to accept this calling? If throughout this reflection you have noticed traits that resonate with your own experience, perhaps it is time to take a step forward. Spiritual awakening does not happen overnight, but begins with the decision to observe more closely what has always been present. What has your intuition been showing you lately? Do you feel like you have a deeper connection with the energies around you? Are you ready to improve your skills and better understand your journey? If these questions awaken something in you, then your answer has already been given. Now it's up to you to decide how to use this knowledge to evolve and positively impact the world around you. The chosen are not those who simply have special gifts. They are those who know how to use them to fulfill a greater purpose. The answer you were looking for is here. If this video made sense to you, don't stop here. There is so much more to learn and grow. Click sign up now and discover the next step towards your transformation.